Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at some battles that got sent to me with Tapu Fini in the Open Master League. I don't have the XL candy, but this player definitely did have the XL candy to build even a shiny variant, which is quite funny. But also, this is going to be the first time that we can take a look at the Tapu Fini in the Master League with a new move, Nature's Madness. So let's take a look if this is going to change anything for this Pokemon. You're still going to have quite a low CP level, but you quite have a decent amount of bulk, as you can see here. In comes a Dialga for this team. We're going to have two different teams here as well, so we can see which one is going to be better. 5 battles for each team. They actually sent some more battles. I just picked the first 5. Like, I don't know if there was going to be wins. I don't know it's going to be losses. I don't know. We're going to find it here out together. So, we're going to have the Dialga getting a debuff onto the attack, which is quite nice. This Brave Bird is not going to be enough to knock them out, but it's going to be still quite getting them low. You most are going to rather want to let this move go through here as well. Iron Head is not going to take you out either, and now you can align yourself, which does not really matter too much. I feel like I think you can still go back into the Tapu Fini to try to go for Nature's Madness. I guess it's going to be your best play. Luckily, they're running Waterfall over the move Charm, which is going to allow you to get to this move a little bit easier. You can swap out, they swap out into the Groudon, and they forfeit. Makes sense to forfeit there, because a Aura of Timer would be enough to knock them out there, and you had the shield advantage, which was quite nice for you. You know what's also quite nice? The matchup against Palkia. While your fast move is double resisted, same goes for the opponent and for all of the moves of the opponent. Everything is double resisted, while we can hit them here with a super effective Nature's Madness. By the way, those battles are also close to the Legend Elo range, though you don't see like those crazy teams that are like a little bit further down where you don't have the full XL Pokemon either. We're going to see here top tier battles, and we're going to see as well that you can take 2 charge moves here as well as getting 2 shields from the opponent. Now they can definitely go ahead and align themselves, and they swap out immediately into the Landorus. You are going to be forced to go for 1 charge, well, 1 shield here of course, because they are very likely going to go for the bait anyway. Oh, they actually going to decide to go for the Stone Edge, but now you can even go for 2 extra fast moves. This was a little bit risky, as this might be a Stone Edge again. It is going to be a Sensia Storm, so yeah, I think it could have been a Stone Edge for sure, but it's definitely better to rather go for the shield here. You decide on a charge, which is going to allow nothing really, because they're still going to go down. You can still go for another Brave Bird here on a purified Shando variant of the Ho-Oh. Some people just have crazy Pokemon here. This is also a Shando Dialga, by the way. Crazy luck for this person. We're going to see the Ho-Oh coming in here for the opponent, but a Wall of Time is going to be able to do quite a lot of damage, enough to knock them out, and we can move on to the next opponent. Tapu Fini against Zacian, so we're going to see quite a lot of different kind of matchups here for this one. We're going to see as well that you're going to be able to go for Nature's Madness now, which is going to drop the opponent's defense, which can be quite nice. And honestly, like, it is surprisingly bulky for having only 3200 CP. Tapu Fini can take some hits, even a wild charge here. You might even want to use a shield because your Water Gunner would do quite a lot of damage, but you rather decide to go into your Ho-Oh now, try to get some extra energy, and this is going to be a great matchup for you, as the Dialga is going to be forced to go for a Raw of Time, while your Sacred Fires are going to do quite a lot of damage here. Hopefully you can get a debuff, and you are going to be able to get the debuff, and you might even want to swap out here into your own Dialga, but you're not going to do this now, because like if you're going to swap into your own Dialga, you might just going to go for the full farm down, as you have the Iron Heads installed for the Zacian. But here they're going to go for the Brave Bird, going to knock them out. You're going to swap out basically straight away no matter what they're going to go into, which is interesting. It's going to be the Palkia anyway, and so you're going to be in a very decent matchup here. But you might be even forced to let this move go through. It's going to be a tough one in general to win. Maybe a place to try to farm them down later on with your Ho-Oh against the Zacian. They're definitely going to use a shield here. Not too sure if you can still win this game, but it's going to be definitely a close one. Let's see here. They're going to go for the close combat. I don't think they have enough energy to get to another charge move though. It is going to be able to drop the defense, and no, you're not going to be able to farm them down. So sadly, this is going to be a loss, but still well played, and we can move on to the next opponent. Here we're going to see the Tapu Fini against the Giratina. Not a great matchup for you at all, even though you have super effective coverage. Your fast move is resisted, while the opponent does some neutral damage with their Shadow Ball, with their Shadow Claw. And so you're going to let this move go through. You can still take a move at least, and you can still reach another Nature's Madness, or like the first Nature's Madness in this battle, which is going to get shielded and going to drop the opponent's defense. as you can try to get to another one. It is clearly just a surf. Let's see if you can still get a shield. You don't. And so you're going to be in a little bit of an awkward spot. Especially as the opponent is going to go into the, Prima Arena here, which is actually quite okay for you. While it's going to be a water type, you're still going to have an okay matchup here with your Ho-Oh. You're going to go for the Sacred Fire immediately, just to try to get them into a range where you can farm them down. Most likely investing one shield here now into a potential Hydro Pump, and we will see the Hydro Pump coming through, as they have a ton of energy now. They're going to go for the bait again here against the Giratina, very likely getting the shield from the opponent, but no, you're actually not, and this is going to be kind of unfortunate because you also don't get the debuff. Debuff would be kind of nice here, but you can still take one charge move there as the Xerneas is coming in. Can you survive one close combat? I'm fairly certain you should be able to, and so you're most likely going to let the first move go through here. It is going to be just the Moonblast. They don't get the drop of your attack, which is going to be very important, as now Iron Head is going to chunk quite a bit. We have to see if it's going to be enough though to win the game still. You might even want to use a shield here on your Dialga afterwards and then swap out into your Ho-Oh to preserve the Dialga for the Dragon Breath damage for later on against the Giratina. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to let the move go through. I guess their play now is, oh, never mind, they had actually quite more energy than I expected on the Ho-Oh, so this is definitely the correct play, as you can now go for the Brave Bird straight away, knock out the opponent and win this game. Very well played here. Definitely nicely done, as we can move on to the next opponent. The next opponent is very likely a German one based on the name, but let's see if they're going to be good here as well. We're going to see the Dialga in the lead. It's going to be a matchup that is quite neutral, I guess. But yeah, they're going to be able to go for the Iron Head at the same time as they can go for the Nature's Madness. You generate 3 energy per turn, the opponent generates 3 energy per turn, but they swap out into a Mewtwo. Mewtwo is kind of actually decently covered by the Dialga, especially as they reveal immediately that they don't run Focus Blast, which is a silly move by them, but also going for a shield here, I guess, is kind of fair. Going to be the Ice Beam, which is going to not be as great as the Shadow Ball. I think Ice Beam does like 10 less damage than Shadow Ball. They're going to let the move go through no matter what. And we see the Landorus in the back. This Dialga form is way better against the Landorus compared to the normal Dialga, as you can take those moves a little bit easier. And so you can actually take one Sansia Storm. But with the previous damage here, basically you're very likely in farm down range for the opponent. And so you're going to swap out into the Tapu Fini. You can just take the move. I don't think you're going to use a shield here. I don't think it really does make sense. Sansia Storm going to knock you out. And you are forced to go into the Ho-Oh now, trying to farm them down. Let's see if this is going to work for you. You wait out the Switch Clock until it's basically done here, but let's see if it's going to work out for you. You're forced to use a shield. Might be a Stone Edge. You hope that's going to be a Stone Edge. Expected the Sansia Storm here as well, as they're going to go into the Dialga. If you get the debuff, a Roar of Time is not going to be enough to knock you out afterwards, and this would be huge. And you get the debuff here, which is quite nice for you, as you can now go for a Brave Bird straight away. With a debuff on your own attack, I don't know if it's going to be enough. It is actually going to be enough, so that's going to be lovely for you, as they're going to be now in Dragon Breath range. Even if this is going to be a Stone Edge, one Dragon Breath is all it takes, and we can move on to the next opponent. Now the team changed a little bit. We're going to have a different lead here of Dialga. We're going to have in the back the Tapu Fini as well as the Palkia. So yeah, we're going to see a swap here onto the Tapu Fini, onto a potential Draco Meteor. Let's see, it is going to be a Draco Meteor, and so this was a lovely play here from this player, as you will see the Mewtwo coming in. This is going to be also a matchup where you can just let the move go through and just concede this one, because like I don't think against Mewtwo you're going to have any play with this Pokemon, but at least you can go back into your Dialga and you have a ton of energy stored now. I feel like Iron Head is going to be the better play to go for in general from this range, as the Sideswipe coming through, maybe going for a charge move earlier would have been better, but you are at 100 energy, going straight for the Iron Head, getting the first shield. You can go for another one before they can reach the next Side Strike here, which is going to be great. If they're going to use a shield here, that would be also lovely for you, but they decide to let that move go through. And so we will see the Dialga most likely coming back in. Exactly, you can still reach an Iron Head in time, which is great gameplay here in general, overfarming by a little bit against the Mewtwo. And as you're going to see, the opponent is going to go down now with a little bit more Dragon Breath damage, and they forfeit immediately. Next opponent, Dialga in the lead. This is going to be a matchup that is quite decent for you as well. Again, you're going to have the best buddy Chando, so you're going to do quite a lot of damage, and you go straight for the Roar of Time, either getting the shield or the knockout. We take the knockout. What a nice prediction. And they're going to have the Landorus in the back, which you can retaliate with the Tapu Fini. Shiny Tapu Fini is putting in the work here. You're going to see the attack drop coming in as well, but you can go for the Surf. It's not going to knock them out, but at least it would put them into the red health here, as you're going to see the opponent, letting the move go through. We can also see that you should still be able to survive a Sensia Storm, and so you're gonna let this move go through, and they're going to have the Everluck in the back, and you can align your Pokemon perfectly. Dialga is going to enjoy this matchup quite a bit, especially as they decide to use a shield here, which is a little bit silly after 2 debuffs. But Dialga is gonna come in here against the opponent very likely, as he can just take the move. And you might even want to swap out afterwards. You're just gonna, take the move here with the Icy Wind, and you swap out exactly here, exactly what you kind of want to do. Because now you have 2 Pokemon that are still weak to the water typing. Here you can take an Icy Wind, it's not going to do too much damage. Everything else you're kind of going to be forced to use a shield on. The opponent very likely is going to let this move go through, and we will see here that they can still survive, which I was kind of predicting as well. The opponent can still go for an Icy Wind, which forces the shield, but as you can see, the Landorus is way too low, and so they forfeit this battle. Next opponent, Everluck in the lead, is going to be a great Pokemon for the entire team to face. You win this lead here in the 0 shield and the 1 shield scenario. I think in the 2 shield scenarios, sometimes they're actually maybe going to be able to win this one. But yeah, I'm not too sure about this matchup against this type of Dialga though. So you're definitely going to be able to get to another Iron Head here, forcing a shield from the opponent. And you swap out onto the Icy Wind into the Tapu Fini. What a lovely play, keeping some health on your Dialga while also doing a ton of damage against them, putting them into farm down range. And they even go for another charge move. So they're going to be definitely very weak to water type Pokemon or whatever. Oh, they have a Lugia here. So like the typing of Tapu Fini is just great in this matchup because fairy typing is going to double resist the fast move of the opponent, and so you can get some drops onto them. You can align your Dialga against them, and you even take this charge move as well, so you can reach another Surf. Sadly, no Nature's Madness, but it's still going to be fine, as the opponent is going to go a little bit lower, and a 1 Iron Head now after the debuff might be the play. Oh, you're gonna go for the Roar of Time. I think after the debuff, maybe the Iron Head would have been enough. The red health here already, but it's going to be fine as they're going to have a Palkia. Oh, that's going to be actually kind of awkward for you now, because they're gonna go into the Everluck. You can go for the water type move here of Awkward Tail. You can reach another one in time as well. I think you're fine. Like, the opponent is going to be forced to farm you down, and you still have 2 shields, so you're going to be totally fine in this matchup. Good game there. There's going to be an easy win. Even if they want to go for a charge move here, there is no way of winning this. Next opponent, Palkia in the lead, great lead for you. Let's see what they're gonna swap into. They're going to stay in actually, which is kind of okay. They're gonna swap out now into the Landorus. Taking a look now at Tapu Fini is kind of funny that Landorus is going to be aligned against this Pokemon again. You can't take 2 Sensia Storms, so the opponent's best play is to go for 1 Sensia Storm and then decide to go for the Stone Edge, which would take the knockout here. As you're gonna see, we're gonna see the first shield coming up, and it doesn't really matter too much here for you to keep alignment. You're still gonna use a shield on a potential Stone Edge. It's just going to be the Sensia Storm, but this is going to be also just the Sensia Storm, so you can just CMP tie onto it. Oh, using a shield here, I'm not too sure if I'm going to really go with it, but I guess there's a different kind of win con that you have here, which is going to be able to just farm them down with your Palkia afterwards, which I guess might be the ideal play, because then even a Spatial Rent would be enough to knock them out. So I think this is not a bad deal in general. So you can go into the Palkia, you can get some energy advantage, and you can farm them down before they can go for another charge move. The opponent definitely goes into their own Palkia, and you could go straight for the Spatial Rent here to knock them out, and also just align yourself perfectly. In the back is going to be a Ho-Oh. They will not appreciate the Awkward Tail here at all, and so you force them even to go for a Brave Bird while staying in here, because you cannot go for the Sacred Fire to knock out a Dragon and a Water type, and as they're going to overfarm a little bit too much, you're going to be able to win this battle with your Palkia here. So we can move on to the final one. Final battle for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it, as we're going to encounter the mirror again of Dialga. As you're going to be best buddied, it's going to be great for you, especially if you can go for the Roar of Time immediately. This is going to be able to knock them out again if they're going to let this move go through, but this time around they decide to use a shield, and so you can mirror the shield, but it's going to be the Iron Head here coming through. What we see as well next is you're most likely going to try to catch a move here. Oh, it's going to be just an Iron Head. Actually kind of smart by the opponent. I would let this move go through as well, and you can go into your Tapu Fini to try to get the energy. Oh, I don't think that's going to work out. and actually maybe it does work out. As the opponent swaps out into the Kyogre, you can hard wall this with a Palkia, you can go for a Spatial Rant here. I wish that my one has Spatial Rant, because here you have no drawback, just going straight forward, going to be able to do a ton of damage. This might be a Thunder, but nothing else would be really coming through. It is going to be the Thunder here actually, and so you're still going to be in a decent spot, as they're going to have a Mewtwo in the back. But can you beat a Mewtwo with a Tapu Fini? I doubt it, to be fair. There's going to be a little bit of an awkward one, as they can go for a Side Strike next, but it's going to be a CMP tie. I don't think a Side Strike KOs. I think it's going to put you into the deep red health. Oh, it actually does KO, and so this battle is very likely over, as the opponent can go for another Side Strike. You might be able to farm them all the way down here, and you can actually, but I don't think it's going to work out. Oh, it actually does. Dialga didn't have a charge move, and this is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.